Hello, I'm Todd Phillips, the editor of Canadian Auto Dealer. We're here today with Todd Bourgon, the executive director of the MBRO. Todd, thanks for joining us.
Todd, thanks for having me. Nice to see you again.
Yeah, we're here today to talk about ACE, the industry event. It's very popular, well attended by dealers, suppliers, and it's happening again. So tell us about the dates and the where and when, if you will.
Sure. So our dates are October 17th and 18th. It will be held same venue, Niagara Falls Resort and Casino. And we're excited. We've got the trade show hall almost filled already with over 60 vendors.
And the event, just for those who may have not attended before, gives us a sense of what goes on in terms of, the keynotes, the workshops, the trade show floor, and obviously the networking stuff. Just a bit of a flavor of
Sure,
the event itself.
sure. So trade show hall, very self-explanatory. We've got over 60 vendors that put on great exhibits for people to see all Canadian content. So all the products that you see in the trade show hall are all Canadian based and available to all Canadian dealers and retailers, obviously. And so that provides awesome networking opportunities for both vendors and dealers. We have a good mix of what I call networking timing for both breaks and lunches and breakfast and those types of things. We also put on a massive cocktail reception at the end of day one. Day one in the speaker hall is all keynote speakers, which is top Canadian content, the most relevant content to what's happening in our world today from a business perspective. And day two is something that we changed for last year that we're building off of that worked really, really well, and it's all hands-on workshops. Those workshops have various content from AI building tools to sales training to HR sessions. So we're really excited about that. So we've got what I think is a really nice mix of sitting and listening and hands-on, participation on day two.
That's great because I know some of the workshops are very, where the rubber hits the road sort of stuff. You've got experts and
Yeah.
people are able to pick from a different track if they're, the used car side of the business or sales or fixed or whatever it might be, they can dive in. So that's great. Let's hit on some of the speakers because I know you've got some really high profile speakers this year, and that first day certainly, as you mentioned, with the keynotes and the conferences, always well attended. Tough to get a seat sometimes. It's jammed, which is great in terms of the interest in some of the speakers. And I know you've gone, a long way to really, get some of the top speakers out there for dealers. So tell us about some of the highlighted speakers this year.
So our major keynote this year is going to be Stephen Harper, the 22nd Prime Minister of Canada. We're really excited to have him. I think that where we are both politically and economically in this country, his session is appropriately timed. We will be 1 month away from a US election and less than a year away from a Canadian election. So I'm excited to hear what he has to tell us about where we are right now as a country and where we're heading. And Bruce Croxon, a lot of people are familiar with Bruce from our industry, also from Dragon's Den, BNN. He's going to be interviewing Mr. Harper. So those two will definitely occupy the main stage at the end of day one. And then the two other major keynotes that we have, one is a familiar name to a lot of people in the AI world called Amber Mack. Amber is an award-winning content development individual that specializes in AI and a number of different tools. She is a highly sought after keynote, and so we're happy to have her. And some people might be familiar with this name, certainly I am, and that's Michael Dunn. Michael is the CEO of Dunn Insights and is very, very well versed on the world of Chinese automobiles and the structure of manufacturing in China and what that looks like for our country. And with the announcements this week on tariffs and the news that's coming about Chinese vehicles coming to our market, I think his session will be certainly well sought after, and the timing for him couldn't be any better. So we're very excited to have those three major people highlight our day one. And filling in between them is our very sought after sections from prior years, and that is the Kijiji Demo Theater, where we get vendors to come up and do their 2-minute elevator, as we call it, speech, to talk about what's new and exciting in their world for dealers to be able to go and visit them in the trade show hall afterwards. And the top 20 ideas from 20 groups. NCM is going to be back to present those findings to our community once again, very well received last year. So super excited about day one, and can't say enough about our team and what we've been able to do as far as populating this so early. So really happy, and as you said, I think it's going to be a really tough room to get a seat in. So our tickets are already starting to sell, obviously, really quick.
It's an amazing lineup. I've heard Michael Dunn speak as you have again, and at the end of that session, the room was just lit up with dealers who are,
Yeah.
much more curious about the whole arrival of Chinese EVs, and he's certainly one of the global experts on that topic. And as you mentioned, tariffs this
Hmm.
week is a big topic we're tracking down. The Kijiji demo theater is always fun. The vendors get pretty nervous. They've got 2 minutes on stage in front of hundreds of people, and some of them knock it out of the park. Some of them are a little nervous, but it's a great chance for them to get up and do a little bit of a nod towards what their services in the trade show portion of the event, which is a really important part of the event because dealers get content, but they also get to find some of the tools that can help them with their businesses and software tools and others. So that's the
Yeah.
meat and potatoes of it all. Now there's some fun stuff too. One of the highlights of ACE, or the characteristics of ACE, I guess, is that it's a destination event. It's in Niagara Falls. There's a lot of
Mm.
stuff on, and you guys make an effort to have some entertainment. It's just after hours, that kind of stuff. What's in store this year in terms of some of the celebrities, sports celebrities, or some of the musical acts that we can expect?
Yeah, so we've always made a conscious effort that both vendors and dealers don't have to dip into their pockets at the event. Once they pay for their ticket, we want this to be completely all inclusive. So at the end of day one, we have a massive cocktail reception. That's going to be sponsored by ISAL this year, and provides a great opportunity for both networking, but also some fun. We have sports celebrities that are in that room. We've had automotive car racing celebrities last year, and this year we'll have the same. So that allows people to have some fun while they mingle and network. And then we go straight into our big, we'll call Ace Kickoff Party. And we take over Margaritaville, which is literally across the street from our venue. We're excited to have the Dwayne Gretzky Band back again this year. The response that we had from them last year was just unbelievable. And when we sent out our surveys, the response was, you have to get them back. So we did. And just to add a little bit of difference to that night, they're bringing 3 more members. I don't know how they're going to fit them on stage, but they're bringing their whole horn section this year as well. So I think we're going to be in for another nice treat. So really excited about that. Really, really happy with the support we're getting this year. Carfax has stepped up to a 3-year commitment to us as a presenting sponsor, and new to our platinum sponsorship this year is RBC and Simtech. So the support that we're getting from the community is phenomenal, and that means that they believe in the event and they've seen the value in the event. So to say that we're excited is an understatement.
Yeah, it's always a great night at Margaritaville. People have a chance to network and can connect, both dealers and suppliers. And if the band needs one other guitar player,
Yeah,
just, I'm available that day. So if you can fit me on the
I'll
stage.
make sure that they're aware of that for sure. Yeah.
And also, so for dealers, where do they go? How do they register for this? You mentioned tickets are already selling up, but where do they go to get more information and register?
Yeah, so they can go to mvro.ca, M as in Mary, VRO.ca. We have group pricing available this year. So last year we found a lot of groups sent multiple people, 10 plus in some cases. One day group sent over 30. So we have group pricing available for that. And also, I should mention that we also have meeting rooms that we have been able to arrange within the Falls View. So a number of the dealers or groups that were there last year that had their management teams wanted to have kind of rooms where they could go and talk about what they've learned that day, or host a meeting for themselves at some point in time. And so those rooms are free. They're first come, first served. We've already had 2 groups put their hands up to put their names on those. So I think we have a total of 8. So if anybody sees that as a great opportunity to bring their team together and host an internal meeting and with some privacy, those are available as well.
Well, great. We'll get this video out there. It's always a highlight of the year to go to the event. Lots of learning and lots of connecting and interconnecting, and certainly the social part is a lot of fun. I appreciate you taking the time out to bring us up to date about this year's event.
You're very welcome, Todd. Thanks for covering this, and thanks again for you and your team at Auto Dealer and Universes for stepping up as our media sponsor again. We certainly appreciate it.
No problem. We'll talk soon. Thanks.
Thank you.